Welcome back to Too Old and Too Slow. My name's Richard, I'm 50 years old and I'm just learning how to go racing. So, in the previous episodes you saw the car's gone away to be fixed up at URS in Norfolk. So this morning I got up early and I went to collect it. So, before we have a look at the car, let's have a look at the journey. It's a 3.5 hour drive from Goodwood up to Norwich. I set my alarm for 5:30, jumped in the car, drove up the A3, took on the M25 at rush hour, up the M11, before finding my way down a few country roads, and eventually I came across a collection of farm buildings, and this is Universal Racing Services. I knew I was at the right place when outside the buildings there were a couple of gearbox casings. I found my way inside, and in the main entrance was my car, sitting waiting for me. The main reason the car was in the workshop was due to the gear shift. Over the last couple of meetings I've been finding it harder and harder to find the right gear. There's been a lot of slack in the system, and eventually the mechanism broke. I had it welded up, but I needed to get a permanent solution. So the easiest thing to do was get a part made and me fit it. However, it's kind of a unique part for the car, so the best thing for me to do was to give the car to the guys at URS, allow them to make the part and fit it and make sure it fits correctly. Whilst Ken had the car, he did notice that there were a few little unusual fittings. Primarily the throttle mechanism was a push-pull system that's quite common in America. The car had been a school car in America for many years, and Ken felt that a conventional cable system would give me more feel and hopefully give me more speed. And then there's the exhaust. Ever since I've had the car, I've had problems with it. After every race meeting I've had to weld it up myself, and I'm no welder. So whilst the car was a Ken, I thought now's the time to get a new one made, and it looks great. No time to waste, time to push the car on the trailer and head back to Goodwood. I'd just like to say thank you everyone for the questions you've been asking me, and somebody asked me, how do I get the car to and from race meetings? I've got a large grey trailer that I call the Whale. I think it's big enough to fit a Formula One car, but it does mean I can fit my car in it and all the equipment I need for a race weekend without having to fill my road car up full of junk. When I bought the trailer, it was really important that I could load and unload it on my own. I often go to race meetings without much support, so it's important that it's quite easy and safe for me to get the car off. And as you can see, it's an easy one-man job. So the car's out the trailer and in the garage. I've got a fantastic little hydraulic lift I use. I put the car on there, lift it up in the air. It means working on the car is so much easier. A few jobs to do today. First of all, wheels off. Going to put some trash set of wheels on I've got for testing at Brands Hatch. I'll use these ones for racing. I've got to drain the fuel out. I'm going to put fresh fuel in the car for Brands. I'm going to use the fuel out of here and put it in my motorcycle. And then I've got to look at the gear ratios. I need to put a different fourth gear in, and a little bit more of that later. I've just swapped round the brake pads. I've moved the ones from the front to the back just to kind of even the wear up. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. Some people say it's not worth it because there won't be sufficient time over a race weekend for them to bed in properly. So if you have any comments or suggestions, please make a note and let me know in the comment section below. There's two jobs I hate more than any other, and that's bleeding the brakes, and the other one is changing the gear ratios. Today is gearbox time. This is not going to be a tutorial on how to do it, because as experts will show you how to change a set of ratios in a Hewland Mark A gearbox in 15 minutes. It won't take me 15 minutes, it'll take me an hour. So, dirty job, gloves on, in we go. So, just about to take the back of the gearbox off. This is the new gear which is going to go in. It's just a different fourth gear. So, tap of the hammer and the back of the gearbox will come off. As you can see, it's like a great big jigsaw puzzle. I've got to take the fourth gear, which is down there, take that out and replace it with this one, which is a slightly shorter second gear. Last time I was racing at Snetterton, and that's got some quite long straights, and so that's got a slightly longer fourth gear. So, in we go. So, job done. New gear ratio is in, new fourth gear is in, so just need to tidy up, clean up and give it a test. The rain's starting to come down now and the car's all ready to go. All I need to do is buy some fuel, push the car on the trailer, and then I'm all set for the Formula Ford Festival at Brands Hatch. I need to go away and do a few days flying, and then I come back, and then Friday morning I'll be up bright and early, and then I'll be taking the trailer to the circuit and then testing on Friday. Racing Saturday and Sunday, and if you're there, please come by and say hello. I'd appreciate it. And finally, it's really important that you make comments, please, you know what to do, and also subscribe. The more subscribers I have, the easier these videos are to make. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.